Oh, it's still really echoey for you. Maybe we're sitting too close.
What if we turn the volume down?
Oh yeah, because you can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. Great. I don't remember who else said they were coming, but we're just going to go as it is. Okay, so there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about tonight. And of course, if you guys have any questions after, we can open the floor for questions, but I just want to cover some important things. So first off, we want to talk a little bit about like your launch call and what's going to happen after you launch, okay? So some of you guys have already had your launch call, which is great. And then some of you guys have it scheduled for next week. I know, Laurel, you're waiting until you're settled in Alabama, and that's totally okay. After you guys have your launch call done, we then run into this issue of like, okay, well, I'm not running a call anymore, so what do I do? How do I direct people? And there's a couple different ways that you guys can go about that. We definitely can do more than one launch call. So if you start to really feel like you're having a lot of interest, again, like after your first call, then we'll just schedule another launch call. That's not a problem at all. Okay. Hi, Christy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this week. Like say 2 months from now, you're like, oh, you know what? I had a ton of people reach out for me again. Why don't we just do one call all at once? That the power of those types of calls can really be meaningful for a lot of people. Like when you jump on a call and there's a bunch of people sitting there, it makes you a little more interested. Don't forget that when we're doing our launch calls, we have to be very careful if we're going to do an open house format, which means people are going to talk. If there's open house format, you need to make sure there's no one who's going to try and poison the concept of network marketing on the call. Although I am very comfortable fielding this concern, and I'm sure Andrew and Eric are, there are just those random people who won't give up. So if we're doing a launch call and you guys decide, okay, I want it to be open house so people can ask questions, then we need to make sure everyone on that call is not going to poison the call. If you're unsure, meaning it's not someone you're super close to, or you think your friend's okay with it, but her husband's going to be in the room and he may not be, then we're going to have the calls muted, but it will still be a more casual style, like whoever's call it is, myself, and whatever other mentor we have on the call, we'll all be unmuted and talking. It won't be as structured as the briefing calls, okay? And then at the end, you'll just say like, hey, thanks so much for attending. I'll be in touch to answer any additional questions. And if you want to do a one-on-one call with one of the mentors, we can schedule that as well, okay? Two, the other option, hi, puppy. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by dogs. The other thing is that we can utilize these briefings, right? So last night, I followed up with a couple people who I've been talking to, and we've been trying to get calls done, and I said, you know what, there's a 7 o'clock briefing tonight. What do you guys think? Do you guys think you can do that? And all three of them said, I'm going to really try, but I don't know. That's something I discussed with Andrew and Eric today, that they need to get more organized about having a systematic schedule for the briefings, because this whole random, hey, I want to get 15 people on right before a call just does not work. And even today he texted me, hey, Suzanne, you have to be on a Sapphire call today at 3. And I was like, yeah, so Andrew, again, my life does not work this way. I was like, I'm a very scheduled person, so we need to be that way. So that was part of what the Sapphire call was about today, was getting more organized. So there will be some drastic changes going on in a positive way, meaning they're going to be much more, those of you who are in the New England group, like you probably noticed, she has a very specific call set up. And I'm actually going to screenshot that and send it to Andrew and be like, yeah, this is how we should do this. Okay.
Only the New England group that set up call?
They have very, like, yes, that calendar. Yeah, that's just the New England group. So that being said, do you realize that the briefing calls are definitely more business opportunity focused than product? So if you have someone who's going to be a little more product interested, that should be a one-on-one call with me or somebody else. Okay.
Leave it.
And the same thing goes for like think about what mentors you're connecting to, or even your launch call. Like if you, for your launch call, I know a lot of you guys have been talking to a bunch of nurses. So if you want me to focus more, because I'm going to be hosting the launch calls now, there'll just be a mentor to answer questions. If you are like, oh, this whole group of people is really fascinated by what these products can do, then I'm going to spend more time talking about that. If you tell me these people are more focused on the financial opportunity, then I'm going to focus the call more on that. If it's a mixed bag, then I'm just going to do it 50-50, which is how the slides are set up. I just won't chat as much, okay? So try and also keep track as you're inviting people of how each of these people responded. Like I know I've been helping you guys craft your scripts, and you know, thank you for letting me do that for you, because I've noticed that when we're doing that, it seems to be getting a lot more interest than when we kind of just do it ourselves. That being said, if it makes you guys feel any better, I potentially screwed someone up for my sister today. Reason being, it was my horse instructor from when I was a little girl, and like we were very close, and I decided to just verbally vomit all over her, and it was okay. I mean, she read it. She hasn't responded. I will be shocked if she doesn't respond at some point. Unfortunately, her boyfriend had a major heart attack a couple weeks back. And so I know they're in and out of the hospital, so it wasn't really necessarily the best time to approach, and I made a major mistake by talking about him, asking how he was doing, talking about their GoFundMe, that type of stuff, and then I just went right into like, and I really think these products could really help both of you. Like you're under a ton of stress and you had to do a GoFundMe because of his finances. Maybe you want to come on this call. Where I really should have just waited for her to respond, okay? So I, you know, misjudged someone that I was very, very close with. So do be careful about how much we're writing all at once. And then even still, like Erica has been amazing at utilizing me. Like she literally is screenshotting everything and sending it to me and saying, how do I respond to this? How do I respond to this? And then at one point it gets to the point where we're like, hey, can we set up a three-way chat with my mentor? And then, you know, I'm doing that. I have a list of all the people I'm in three-way chats with. I'm checking back with them as well. So it's not just your responsibility. Remember, I'm deciding to take a leadership role in this business. If at some point that's you, then great. You'll be doing the things that I do. But if you don't ever want to take that leadership role, that's totally okay. Your sole job is to pique the interest and pass it to someone else, which, you know, could be me. Also realize you have a whole group of mentors. So although I try and be very knowledgeable about what sort of people are like that I'm talking to, what their personality types are like, if you find that there's someone that would really do well with Eric or, you know, Sherry or somebody else, you have access to all of them as well, okay? And if at some point you decide you hate me and you don't want to work with me anymore, you can work directly with them. That's what we were talking about on the call today. Thanks for smiling, everyone. All right, so quick recap. Your first goal, if you haven't done it already, is to set up a launch call. After the launch call, you're going to then move on to either one-on-one calls with a mentor or the briefing calls if you think it's an appropriate thing because they're really interested into the business factor, okay? In between, you're going to do little three-way conversations. I don't even care if they're smaller phone calls with me to warm them up to the briefing, okay? It's not just like, it's not the same as the launch where you reach out and you say, will you come to this call? Okay, because we have briefings pretty much every day right now. Although that's going to be changing. I think we're settling on 2 days a week. And if at some point you feel like you're having enough attraction marketing and you're getting enough interest to set up another launch call, then we'll totally do that. So that's the first thing I want to talk about today. The second thing I need to talk to you guys about is how you're going to start to build your downline. So I have a huge social network. Because of that, I have been extra helpful to people on the team. That was something I decided to do. Normal people do not have 1,700 Facebook friends. I just do because people love to stare at dogs and I post a lot of dog stuff, okay? So you guys are going to build your download in a very specific way. You are still going to help your person, but not as much as I've been helping some of mine, okay? So this is you. Why for you? That's my why. Oops, you guys can't see.
Nope. Bring it up. There you go.
Can you see that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's because the phone thing keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which we don't know why.
So if you switch to gallery view, Katie, then that won't matter. Thank you for whoever called in. I'm going to mute you. Just while I'm explaining this, then I'll unmute you. Or you can unmute yourself if you need to tell me something or raise your hand. Okay. So this is you. You're going to build 2 different legs. This is also going to be, I'm not writing you. I guess I shouldn't write you. I'll write personal. This is a personally sponsored person. This is also a personally sponsored person. Okay? So those are your first 2 people. These should be the people you want to help most in the business. That being said, sometimes the people we want to help most aren't open-minded until we start showing success, but that's their fault, not yours. Okay? Then this personally sponsored person is going to have their own person. This is their 1 to 2 people that they're looking for. Okay? Same over here. This person is going to have their own person. The next time you sign someone, it's going to be your personally sponsored person again. You're going to build depth. So you're going to put this person under another personally sponsored person. You don't want to help this person over here because that's technically their responsibility, okay? Or the leader of the group. So then this is going to happen over here too. Then we're going to just ignore these people for now. I'll come back to them, okay? Then we're going to help this next personally sponsored person that we find their 2 people.
Wait, what are the T's again?
There.
Okay.
So can you guys see the color? It looks like you can.
Yeah. I just low-key went after my phone, so I missed it.
All right, yeah. So T for there, P for personal. Okay?
Okay.
So they're going to both get 1 of their own people. And meanwhile, you're going to be searching for your next person. It works like this until you hit Emerald. When you hit Emerald, you actually don't recruit much at all anymore. You're really just focusing on helping the team. Okay? Those personally sponsored people also find their 1 to 2 people. Now notice, I said 1 to 2 people, but all of my personally sponsored people only have 1 person right now. So what does that mean? When they find their second person, they're going to do the same thing that I did for them. Their second person isn't going to go under them because that would give them a 3rd leg. We don't want 3 legs. We only want 2. So when this person right here that I personally sponsored finds their first person, they attach it to them. But then when they find their second person, they're going to attach it to this person. I will help everyone do this while you're signing people. So don't feel like you have to memorize all this. Just don't be stupid and go place people without talking to me until you really understand this system, okay? PT, I'm writing PT for personal there, which really makes no sense. What it means is I personally sponsored this person and then they found their own, okay? And so we just are, you are just focusing on building down. You want to build depth, okay? And you're going to help them find their 2 people and then they'll build depth. So this person right here would keep building down this way, okay? And then this person would find their own 2 people. So it starts to look really crazy. I'm not going to keep going on and on because that will get super confusing. One thing that is important to remember is that if you guys think you are going to be signing family, you want to have your family all on the same leg, okay? So this is going to be my family leg. And this is going to be my friend leg, which I'm writing A's for acquaintance because I realized both those words begin with F. So what's going to happen is if you split up your family and one leg gets way stronger than the other, your family's going to be mad at you. Because if the cousin on your strong leg is making $50,000 a month and the cousin on your weak leg is making $6,000 a month, they're going to be like, what the heck? Why am I not on the better leg? Okay? You obviously, more than likely, are going to want to support your family more. Not that I don't love all my friends, but we do care about our families, okay? So you're going to have this leg right here is going to be your primary focus and a real strong power leg. This leg over here will be your second focus, okay? You are really gifting a strong leg to every person that you sign. That's what you say to them. I'm going to help you by giving you one power leg. All you need to do is focus on building your other leg. And my mentors will explain to you how to do that, okay? Because that, again, is not your job unless you choose to work up to the mentorship part of this company. So all I want you guys to remember is, one, as you start to sign people, talk to me before you place them, or Andrew or Eric if I'm not around, or anyone else you've been connecting with. And then essentially you want to drive down for depth, giving each of these people one strong leg, because you want both of your legs to really be strong. If you start adding people over here and over here and over here and over here, you're not going to have two strong legs, okay? On top of that, although we don't technically need to be balanced, the more balanced your legs are, the higher pay gate you earn, okay? So you really want to aim for, well, 50-50 is ideal, but 60-40 also gets you to really high pay gates, okay? So say I'm really building my family's leg, and my family all loves me and trusts me, and they keep buying in, even though I'm brand new at this, and they are skeptical of pyramid schemes. But they're just nice, supportive people. You keep building down on your family leg, but if you only have one person over here, that's not good, okay? I mean, it's fine. You're still going to get paid, but you're going to get paid at pay gate 1. So you do want to try and balance your two legs as much as possible. You're not balancing these people's legs. That's their responsibility, okay? There will be people, I have a couple who signed for an investment spot. That is okay, but you want to tell them, great, I'm glad you're signing for an investment spot, but you still want to get that one other person, because I'm going to keep building down for you, and if you don't have this one person, you don't get paid, okay? So say this person right here, this first personally sponsored person right here goes, yeah, I'll buy an investment spot, and I just keep building down. They don't ever get paid because they have to have a second leg, okay? But what you can say to them, if you want an investment spot, which this is what I've said to a couple people that wanted investment spots right now, great, I will build you a power leg, and you just need to find one other person. If you find that, and I'll help you with that. And if you find that one other person, then you will get paid. You get paid at the lowest pay gate because this leg is not growing for them, but they'll get paid. And then, so like my sister, for example, said, I'm very interested in this, but, you know, I probably won't be able to do this for 6 to 24 months. I said, great, buy me your 2 people. I want her to have 2 people because she is trying to earn daycare money. So if she gets enough 2 people, then she'll have a power leg and she'll be Jade and she'll get paid at a higher pay gate. But if this person just puts this one person here, they're going to pay. And then once they go, oh, okay, I see that this is working, I believe in the system, or I'm done with my move or whatever, then they can start building their second power legs, and they'll build down like this. It'll look better than that in the back office because computers draw better than Suzanne. Okay. Questions on that? And I will unmute the phone person. Did anyone have any questions on that? Great. Again, I'm not expecting you guys to understand that completely. It is a lot, but I want you guys to make sure that you at least just make sure you talk to me or a different mentor before you place anyone, so that we're sure you guys are driving with depth. And that if it's not someone who knows your family personally, that you make sure that you tell them this is a family member or this is not. Okay? Great. All right, so the only other thing I really wanted to talk about today was a concept that came up the other day while Katie and I were on one of the Pearl leader calls. And it was the concept of the in-home meeting and the power of actually having people in a room together versus just virtually. And it's very interesting because a lot of people enjoy the fact that they don't have to leave their house. Like I know Don was doing some follow-ups today for her call, and the woman was like, well, where do I have to go? And Dom was like, nowhere. You get to sit on your couch and do it. And so sometimes that is nice, but do realize that an in-home meeting can attract a lot of attention. Okay, so it is something I would like us to try, and I get that not everyone is local, so if you're not local or you are local but not interested in this, that's totally okay. Andrew at the moment is pretty sure that he is going to be coming out the last week of February. He is going to tell me when he 100% knows, which I explained to him that Erica potentially is flying up, so he needs to make that choice soon. I was like, because she needs to buy plane tickets for her family, and I'm sure we're not all as lucrative as him. So he said, okay, I'll let you know. But some things that he wants to do are have 1 or 2 in-home meetings where we are in either a house or we rent a room someplace and do a briefing in person, an open house style briefing, okay? So that would be one thing we're going to do when he's here. Another thing that he wants to do is a power hour meeting, which they're also trying to get to be more regular at that. That's why they're setting a call schedule, because the power hour meetings really give us a ton of insider information of how to really work this business. Like Katie and I got to sit in one, and it was incredible. We learned so much in 1 hour, okay? And I don't know, he named a couple other things. So he has a whole bunch of things that he wants to do while we're here. But, and that can be our first one because it's only 2 weeks away. If it goes well, my thought was we actually have a few different ways we could do these, okay? We can have in-home meetings to just go over the products. Don't forget, although we get fun bonuses for signing reps, especially in your first 30 days, so those of you guys who want that fast start bonus, we need to be tracking your, well, I'm actually doing that, but make sure we're keeping track of your 30 days so you can get your fast start bonus, okay? After that, though, you still get nice bonuses for signing reps, but customers are really a good deal, especially now that we're getting paid twice for them because we get that commission payment and then we get the genealogy bonus payment at the end, okay? Oh, I want to correct something I said about payments. I believe I've told a couple of you guys, we get commission checks every week and then a bonus check at the end of the month. I actually had that backwards. So you get bonus checks every week and then you get a huge volume check at the end of the month, just so everyone knows. Okay. So I figure when Andrew's here, the best type of in-home meeting we should do would be like a business briefing meeting, you know, open house style, talk about both the products and the business opportunity like that. But if it goes well, and Katie brought up a great point the other day of like, well, as we start to get more people on the team with more cars and people are pulling into the driveway and there's 5 luxury cars sitting in the driveway. Even the other day when I pulled up to the gym, I was like, me, Don, and Owen all go to this gym. Like when we come together to pose, there's going to be 3 luxury Kyani cars sitting in that parking lot. That's going to attract a lot of attention, right? So that is something to keep in mind. And I know not everyone wants their car, and that's okay. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But those of us who are excited to not have car payments anymore, we'll be having those nice cars in the driveway. So that's part of the power. But I did think we could also do like, you know, like the Mary Kay does like a facial party night. Like that might be a fun thing for the women in the team to like get together and do like, hey, let's go through the whole products, let's talk about the cleansing system and hang out, drink some wine or whatever and have a good time, okay? Don's like, yes, wine.
No, I won't throw facial party. And wine. Oh,
And
Don,
wine.
now
No,
it's
other
Don.
Don, yeah.
See, there's
Too many-
Don stuff.
So yeah, we have way too many Dons, and I think my sister is actually having a Donna come on the call, so we're gonna have another Donna. April Clark's mom is actually Dawn and hasn't gotten involved yet, but I'm pretty sure that it's like that. Like, yeah, like a Donna. Like, I'm like, how did we end up with so many Dons? And then we have someone else, we have another repetitive name that's about to happen. So it's, I don't know, we're going to have to give everyone nicknames. Like, it's going to get a little ridiculous. But I thought that would be fun and like a different type of thing. Go ahead,
I have
Laura.
a question, Suzanne.
Yeah.
When you do your business briefing, when Andrew's there,
Yep.
Are you willing to set it up so that someone like me in another place can dial in instead of being there in person?
Yes, actually, that is the plan. So And I can do that for anything that you guys want, right? Even if you want to sit in at the facial party and be like, hey, I want to zoom in, that's fine. You know, I have a Chromecast, so my thought is that no matter where we end up posting it, we'll just plug the Chromecast into someone's TV, and then you'll be on a bigger screen and you can interact and it'll be fun because you're at a distance, right?
Yep, there you go.
And so I figured the facial party thing would be fun. And then, of course, we could just do like a product-based party. Hi, good man. Puppy love. Who wants to see a cute puppy? Ready? Brady. Brady, Mr. Brady. Come here. Come here. There he is. He went under the table. Say hi. Hi, puppy love. Hey, don't do that. We're on camera. All right. So then, like, you know, well, we could do just a product party. One thing I always wanted to do with Beachbody that I think would be really fun. I'm just gonna unplug it. That I really wanted to do, and you know, as we all agree, the Beachbody coaches just weren't interactive enough, and that was part of the problem. But I always wanted to do a game night. Like, I wanted to do like, come play Monopoly, do a 50-50 raffle, we all play, or like whatever, and there was going to be like a little talk about Shakeology. So I thought that would be fun versus just like the standard come learn about our products and what they could do for you. Like, we could make it a little party like that too. So those are the 3 ideas I have for home meetings, and I know I'm kind of jumping the gun about talking with that because we're still in like launch stage and that type of stuff. But because Andrew's coming, we will at least be doing one launch meeting. And he actually said that as we start to continue with this momentum, he was like, if you need me to fly out there 3 times a month, I will come out there 3 times a month. And I said, well, until I can cut back on my work hours, we can't do that. But if we are really going to work to get me to Purple Diamond in 11 months, I won't be working very much at all, and either will you. So we will totally have a lot more time for Andrew. Great. So what other questions did that bring up? Oh, and hold on, I have one more statement. For Andrew coming, really brainstorm of how you guys want to utilize him while he's here, okay? And actually for the in-person meeting, like the business briefing, he's actually going to try and get Jules from Boston to come out too. Yeah, so we'll have 2 really successful people in the room, and different personalities, which is good too. Although I saw Andrew really tired the other day, and I was like, whoa, like, look at you being calm. You should probably not sleep more often, Andrew. So that will be really big for us. So if once he confirms that he can come, I think his hesitation is that I'm pretty sure he finishes out Chicago every month. And I think he just wants to make sure his mom's going to be there in town so that there's someone there to finish Chicago for the month. And once he confirms that, he'll then get Jules to come too. But, and maybe Mike, he's awesome. And we'll have some powerhouses in there with us, and we'll do a little briefing. But he's going to make himself, I mean, obviously he's here just to see us, as available as we can be for the 2 days that he's here, 2 or 3 days that he's here. So think about as many things that you guys want to do with him, virtually or in person, so we can really maximize the fact that we have someone so useful coming to see us. Okay? All right, what questions did that bring everyone?
I don't have any questions.
Great. That's Dawn, right?
Yeah, that's me. I'm at work. I'm sneaking. I'm in the corner.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I love you.
That's what my mom's been doing too.
I know. I'm totally laughing at everyone like cheating on their jobs.
My patient's sleeping. He doesn't need me right now.
Yeah, there you go. Good
Is she a
theory.
nurse?
She is, yeah.
Okay.
She works in the ICU.
Oh, I used to work ICU.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slightly feel like we need to have like a nurse invite party
Yeah,
because we have a lot of people in the medical field on the call.
right.
All right.
We should figure that out.
No,
Yeah.
totally. So those of you guys who work in some sort of medical field, send me a private message, and then I will make a group chat of just the medical field people, and we can plan to arrange that for you guys so that we're not blowing up our regular chat group with people who wouldn't be participating in that.
Okay.
And that being said, you don't necessarily have to be a nurse. Like, I don't think we have anyone on the team like this, but say you're a drug rep and you have a lot of access to doctors and nurses and patients and that type of stuff. definitely that's an option as well.
I'm not a nurse, so, but I'll join. I'm in the medical field,
Yeah, I
but
know,
not a
that's why I
nurse.
said, like, you know, anyone in the medical field, we'll do like a medical field lunch or get
Fun.
together. Okay. All right, last chance for questions.
I have a question,
Yeah.
just sort of a logistics question. As I'm talking to people and piquing their interest and I want to set up a 3-way call.
Yeah.
Is there a time frame I should be offering? You know, like what's best for you or what's best for Andrew, that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm overthinking that, but I'm just, you know.
You're not overthinking it. It's a good question because that happened a couple times where Mary was like, hey, is someone available right this second? And I was like, so although they are very accessible, like sometimes they have calls already scheduled that they can't just cancel. Okay. So
Right.
although like most of the people besides me that are you guys are talking to that are mentors, don't have other jobs, they are doing this for a lot of people. So they're not necessarily instantly accessible. Okay. So what I've been doing or having people do who have had the piqued interest, I just say, hey, would you be interested in setting up a 3-way call with one of my mentors? And if they say yes, then I just say, great, could you give me a couple times that would work for you? And I'm going to reach out to them and we'll find a good time for us all to connect.
Okay,
Right.
that works. Okay.
Right. Most people aren't going to expect you to know everybody's schedule. Okay. And also if people like, Laurel, I know most of your people would prefer to talk on the phone, but there are people here whose like friends and family might be phonophobic, right? Because the younger generations all hate talking on the phone. Like they call me all the time and I literally I'm like, I'm going to call you back video conference. For some reason, I'm totally fine video conferencing, but I just hate talking on the phone. It's fine for customers, like your potentials. If they want a legit phone call, I'm not going to make a stink about that, but I know Andrew or Eric don't care. So if you have someone who prefers to text, like Don and I have been texting with someone that we're probably having a call with tomorrow night. She didn't want to instantly get on the call. She wanted a 3-way text for a while. We've been 3-way texting and then it moved on to like, she's like, okay, I am really interested. And I said,
Okay.
great, let's set up a time to do a call. So that's it. As a friendly reminder, I do work in surgery on Tuesdays and Wednesdays right now. Tuesday the 20th I have off, so if anyone wants to go to Boston that day with me, I would be happy to. I know Don and Owen are going to Boston this Tuesday, so if anyone wants to pop along with them, you're welcome to go.
They have another regional?
No, it's every Tuesday night they do a meeting.
It's a DFY.
Yeah, it's a DFY, so it's like a business.
But I just think it would, even if we're not bringing anybody, just good to go and see it and hear it again and again and again.
Yeah, definitely, and network, and that's why I was like, I'll totally go on the 20th. I want us to take a lot of notes at those, so that way on the 23rd or the 24th or the 25th, whatever day we end up doing ours, we really know what that looks like, right? Yeah, the energy too. And networking is very big. The more we interact with these bigwigs, the better they're going to help us, right? That was totally awful English, but you know what I'm trying to say.
So how do they like, when you get finding people?
Yeah.
You know, how do they help?
So I'm like, oh, I should look at the computer.
Sorry. No, that's okay. This is awkward looking at the computer and you.
No, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So they will help you go through the 90-day run list and find more people. But again, it really comes down to trying to find your people's people.
Right.
But I get why you're asking that, because the people you've had of interest have now gone to, oh, I think I want to be a customer first. It is very rare that a customer stays a customer. That's why Andrew only has 3 customers. Okay. So most of the time after 30 days, 1 or 2 or every person that became a customer goes, hey, I now want to be a distributor. Okay, especially if you're showing the team success. Right? That's why I tagged anyone who wanted to be tagged in my car success. Katie's the next closest to earning her car. When she earns her car, she's going to do a post and tag everyone. I'm going to do a post and tag everyone. On top of that, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but people way up in the company that I haven't even talked to yet are making posts about me right now and tagging me in it. If you go to my Facebook page, there's like 3 posts from people I have no idea who they are, who are, well, I mean, I know them vaguely, but who are like, wow, check this girl out. She's killing it. Okay. So that will attract people around you. But I'm also very good with cold market sales, okay? I'm totally comfortable with helping you guys do cold market steps. So if you get to a point where you go, crap, I really have run out of my warm market, what do I do? We will do a cold market call.
Sorry.
That's okay. There's also a cold market screenshot group now. They have the warm market one, which a couple of you guys are in, and then they made a cold market one the other day. But again, I'm fairly accessible except for those 2 days. Okay. And those 2 days, my manager knows that I need full access to my phone. So she's fine with the fact that I'm answering messages. I just can't hit play. So if you guys are sending me screenshots and typing stuff out to respond, my response might not be instant, but I will still be checking my phone every 30 minutes, 10, 15, 30 minutes. But I can't hit play while there's a million people standing around. So just make sure you're not doing that. And I will try and be in the habit of reminding you guys when I go into the vet so that you don't forget. And if you forget, I'll just write back, hey, I'm at the vet, make sure to check this out. Or you have to wait till my lunch.
That was another thing they said in regional in Boston is that if you do run out of people, when you reach out to people, always like, okay, well, you might be.
Yes. And that actually happened. So my friend Laura Borash, who is not on the calls, we have this agreement. So she does modeling stuff, like works with a bunch of models. And she was like, I'm super busy. I totally get why you want me to do this because the skincare would be awesome for us, but I just don't think I can keep up with all that. So she is part of the team and is bringing in a bunch of people. I mean, I've been working with about 6 people with her for the past few days, but we're doing a very different setup for her. She literally is just saying, hey, I send her a script and it essentially says, can Suzanne contact you? And then she's out and I'm just dealing with that. Okay. So you guys won't be seeing much of her, even though she'll be building the team. But that happened yesterday. She went and talked to her personal trainer and her personal trainer said, oh, I don't really know if I want to get involved with the company, but I will happily send some people your way. So I reached out to her personal trainer this morning. So yes, Katie brought up a good point that I always forget. When someone says, hey, I'm not interested, you say that's totally fine, but do you know someone who you think these products would help? Okay. And if they say yes, say, great, would you mind setting up a 3-way chat? And then you can just leave. Okay. And some people don't want to use Facebook Messenger. That's fine. For like, if they rather have a 3-way text, you are welcome to give out my cell phone number. Just tell me because I ignore numbers that I don't know. So if they call, I'm not going to pick up unless you pre-told me, hey, this person's calling you, and then I'll answer the phone. Okay. Anything else? All right. So yeah.
I have a question. Can you just go through what the calls, like there's the Breakfast of Champion, then there's the regionals that you sent out, that screenshot, and these Tuesday night meetings.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a great. Thanks, Katie. Katie's going to put it in so we can all look at it again. So the Breakfast of Champion calls is really for newer people who need that little morning pump, right? So like Mary has been signing into the Breakfast of Champion calls every single day. And she said, like, some of it is repetitive, but it kind of just gets me in a good mindset. So especially if you wake up in a funk that day, signing into a Breakfast of Champion call can really turn your mind around, okay? And anyone who's attended a national wake-up call for Beachbody, it's kind of like that, but a lot shorter. They're only 20 minutes. Okay. They don't go through ranks and they don't go on and on about their story. It's literally just, here's a couple tips of what's working for me. Okay. Our region holds it at 8, but this is actually every region. So say, like I said to Mary today, I've only been on one of the Boston ones, but I've signed into other ones a couple times because I'm waking up, I'm doing my new reach outs, my follow-ups, then everyone else's follow-ups, and then it's like 9:30 or 10, and so I have to jump on a different region's Breakfast of Champion calls. Those calls, it's a call-in. Nobody knows if you're on or not, although they do ask you to announce yourself and where you're from, but you don't have to. And it's actually like a phone call, so you're not going to be on video chat, so you can be doing makeup, you're muted, you can be pooping, no one will know. So it doesn't matter, okay? The biz overview on Sunday, that's a business briefing, okay? So this is what I want Andrew to see because they just do briefings like 5 days a week and it's always at a random time whenever a mentor decides, hey, I'm bored tonight, I'll do one. And that's very confusing to get people on. But if you want to just stick with the ones that are on the calendar for the Boston regionals, that's fine. They don't care if the people are actually not in Boston or not, okay, guys? So like, don't be like I know Laurel's moving to Alabama. If she found that the Sunday night biz op calls worked really well for people, That's totally fine. Just don't forget about time changes, okay? Like I had a call with someone the other day, set up with Andrew and Eric, and we had totally reversed the times. And so we logged in at 4:30 and she logged in at 7:30. It all worked out, and Eric happened to be available when she logged in, and so we made it work. This Tuesday night, the DFY check-in, that is in person. That's what they were talking about. That's the like open house launch. The team calls, okay? The team call for Boston, it's essentially kind of, I'm assuming what we're doing now. It's like a power hour type call where they're game planning, giving you tips, letting you ask questions that you're working through, that type of stuff.
Is that the Monday one?
That's the Monday night one,
Okay,
yeah.
I did do BOC the other day, and this was after again. You
Yes.
want to be on that one.
I know, and I'm actually really sad because Monday night is like the night every company I decide to join does calls, and it's like the worst freaking night for me because I have to be to bed at 9 and I get home at 8. So there's no way I can make those. Luckily they're recorded, so I'm a little bummed about that. But this Monday I have off, so we're gonna have Dawn's launch call, and then if we happen to end at 9, which most of them have been ending around 45 minutes to an hour, then I'm gonna pop right on that call. The leadership call, I don't know if there's criteria for that. I will find out from Jules. Like, I don't know if you have to be a certain rank to be on that call. My guess is you don't, because it's just publicly on their calendar. Okay. But my guess that's more for people who are interested in becoming a mentor. So if you are just doing the peak and pass system, which is awesome, you don't necessarily need to be on the leader call. I will confirm that with Jules though. Okay. And then the Saturday Night Live, that's actually live streamed on the Team Family Fusion official page. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. I totally thought it was later than that. I think it was 10 the other day. But anyways, that's just live streamed. And you can go back and watch that anytime you want. And they also, the Team Family of Fusion official also does a team call one night a week. I will double check the time for that and let you guys know what it is. Okay. Did that answer all that, Dawn? Okay. Any other questions? Hi, Jet. Okay.
I have one more question. Sorry.
No, you can ask
You had just posted that that screenshot from Instagram, or where you said,
attraction marketing work.
Yeah, thank you. So how I know that you did your big call, but are you doing any other postings to let people know that you're doing this business, or is it you did the big announcement changing and then the car?
That was from today's post, which was, hey, and this is true, hey, I really didn't think this was going to happen this fast. I have no freaking idea what car I want. Help me pick out luxury cars. And so everyone started commenting all their cars, and a couple people commented, hey, I want to know what company you're working for. So actually, this was a funny conversation Andrew and I had today, because last time that happened, I just commented back, sure, I'll message you some information. And my mom messaged me and said, I don't like that you're doing that. And I said, why? She said, I think it makes it look scammy because it's like, oh, I can't tell you. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. So then today I wrote the little script I had written this morning for Erica, which was essentially our mission statement. Like, I'm working for a company that's healing people from the inside out and wants to give hope and opportunity for both wellness and financial freedom. If you want to hear more information, send me a message. And Andrew wrote me and he said, I don't think you should do that because people are going to comment, it's a pyramid scheme. And I was like, I don't even understand how that would make someone think it was a pyramid system. But I was like, okay, although my mom kind of was like, I'm turned off by the fact you won't say what it is. So I think, again, that's like a catch-22. Sometimes, and if you know the person, you could say something, and if you don't, then not. It's going to just kind of be a choice, right?
I think that sometimes people want to know what it is, and it's if you know them, it's like I think it puts them off. It's like, oh well, it would be better if you talk to my mentor. Yeah. So.
And so when I have people who are hesitating, just immediately getting sent to the mentor, I just talk about the product mostly, and then I just say like, this company's setup is totally different. And I'm getting more comfortable explaining it every day, but I would prefer if we could get one of my mentors here so that I'm sure everything is explained properly, because the compensation structure is the only one out there like this on the market. Okay? That way, if you talk
Hey,
about—
I'm going to go.
Okay, thanks, Dawn.
No worries. See you later. Bye.
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 So that way, if you have someone who is a little like hesitant about immediately doing the mentors, and to be honest, when I was doing this in the beginning, Eric and Andrew were like, why are you just signing all these people? Like, why aren't you putting them in touch with us? And I said, like, my people trust me. They don't trust you. And they were,
I can see
right?
that. Yeah.
And they were concerned because they were like, well, you don't know what you're doing. And I said, I do. I have 4 years of network marketing experience. I just was with a company that was saturated and the compensation structure didn't work. So I was like, but I know. And now they see it. I mean, I'm on leader calls with them all the time now. They know I know what I'm doing. But I found that if I just talked first until I got comfortable understanding the differences of the company, if I just talked about what the products can do, and then I say, the business opportunity is also amazing, but because it's so different than any other company, I would feel better if one of my mentors was here, just so I'm sure you're having everything answered correctly. Would that be okay? I found that really made a lot of people not worried about talking to them. Especially if you're willing to say, we could just text them or do a chat. Like, I think the phone call thing weirds people out a lot. Yeah. But the whole like, hey, would you feel comfortable if we got a 3-way text going on and one of my mentors could explain this?
Okay. That helps.
Great. Anything else?
I have a question about the back office. So it says that I was Jade, but now it says that I'm Garnet.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. I keep forgetting to tell people this. So there is a weird setup in the system. Okay. So first of all, we never lose our ranks. Once we earn our rank, it is a trophy. You do not lose it again.
Even in the next month?
Even in the next month. You're losing your volume. So every month you get paid based off of your volume, but you are paid whatever percentage Jade people get paid, or whatever percentage Pearl people get paid, or whatever percentage Sapphire people get paid. Our rank is based off of our own personal 30 days. Okay. So although I hit Sapphire within my first 30 days, it doesn't say that in my back office right now, because the back office has a weird glitch that Andrew is trying to get addressed, where they reset your rank, which is really your volume earnings for the month, at the first of every month. So at the end of their 30 days, they kind of are like, okay, we're wiping you out again. Here we go. Let's start it over. But that's really just for your commission volume. That has nothing to do with what your actual rank is. Okay. Is anyone else confused? I know Christy just said that made sense to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else?
So that is just like based on like your commission checks.
Correct. Yep.
Is that based on the people under you?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So we still get paid from the bottom up every month. Okay. And we get paid from the bottom up from all your distributors. So that's partially why we encourage everyone to be on auto ship. And actually, Katie and I were on a call the other day, and they said, try and convince everyone to do auto ship at the first of the month, which I think is going to be challenging. Like, if you sign someone on the 24th, they're not going to auto ship the first of the month. But their rationale really made sense. They were like, then if somebody cancels their auto ship on the 20, and you're like, oh, why is this leg weaker this month? Then you can look and figure out, oh, this person didn't do their auto ship. Okay, that's fine. You can either ask them why, or you can say, all right, I want to find a customer to replace that volume for the month. Okay. Anything else? All right. So we're going to hop off, and then hop on. Anyone who wants to can hop onto the David Nieves call. It is going to be short. Like on the leader call today, we were like, Andrew, you can't just pop these important calls on people 2 hours before the call. And he was like, okay, it's only going to be 30 minutes, I swear. He is obviously really incredible. I mean, to hit Purple Diamond in 11 months, this guy must be amazing. Yeah. He did do a great video about mindset that Andrew shared in the Calabunga Project 10,000 group today. It's awesome. And in fact, if we had a little bit more time, I would screen share it for you guys. I believe that if you are not in the David group, you're not going to be able to watch that video, okay? Which is fine. We have 2 ways we can go about it. I can add you to the David group if you want, and you can just shut off the notifications, and then anything important gets shared. Or I can screen record it for you guys tomorrow, and then I'll just share the recording in the group. Okay, so if you want to watch it and you go in the Calabunga group and you're like, I can't see this, let me know, and I will make sure that you guys get to see it. Because that's what
it does say that. And it said that you couldn't, unless you were part of his group. So then it did say that. So I went to join and it was pending. So they
Okay.
must have to make sure you're a legit person.
Yeah. And I know David's day was intense today. So Katie and I are going to Laura's birthday party after this. If David's call is really 30 minutes, I will take 10 minutes after the call and record that and share it in the group. If he is like Andrew and gets chatty, then I will do that tonight when I get home and share it with the group, okay? So don't worry about that. I will just screen record it and send it. If you want to be added to his group, because after tonight's call, you're like, wow, this guy's an inspiration, I want to be in his group, I will add you, okay?
He was really good on that one. I watched that hour long. It was so good.
And he actually, it was funny because Andrew said, hey, can you send David an email today and come and copy it and ask him to do this for you? And I was like, he has no idea who I am. And he was like, are you nuts? He totally knows who you are. And I was like, all right, still really awkward, but okay. So I like sent him this email, and simultaneously Andrew was like, hey, Suzanne's complaining that you guys haven't met yet. Here's a little group chat. So yeah, I got an in with him. So that's pretty cool. I guess he's actually like Andrew's, what we would have considered a success partner. So they talk like nonstop all day. All right. So I will record that after and share it in the chat. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Organization. So I did the same thing I did with Beachbody, which was a big mistake. And I just jumped in and got all excited and didn't have tracking in place right away. Okay. And that's okay, excluding the factor that now I'm back tracking. Today, Mary was like, oh, I need to find this, and I don't know how to find that, and I know you're sharing it in the chat, but I feel like I need to scroll up all the time. I totally should have been blunt and said, hey, if I share something in the chat, make sure to take it and put it into Evernote so you can find it again and not have to scroll through all the messages. So I have been pretty good about putting stuff in my Evernote, but I want to go back through and make sure there's nothing that I'm missing that I want you guys to have. And then I'm just going to share my Evernote with you guys. You can download it, make it your own, and then add stuff that you want as time goes on so that you guys are all organized that way. Okay. And then there's one other organizational thing I was thinking of. Oh, nope, but it was something I did want to talk about. Some of you guys, I did already go over the spreadsheet to talk about the 90-day blitz, okay? And until you have your launch call done, I have decided that's something that I'm not going to discuss anymore, okay? Because it is really more important that you hit that fast start bonus. So we want to get your launch done, we want to get a couple people signed up, and then after that, if you want to continue to really hit goals, we will do another call one-on-one, and we will break down how to reach your goal. The spreadsheet is incredible. Like, it's like, if you want to hit Sapphire by 90 days, this is exactly what you want to do, okay? Those of you who have less time, we can say, I want to hit Sapphire in 6 months, and I will break it down for you of how many people you want to talk to every day, how your follow-ups go, all that kind of stuff. It's incredibly well done, okay? Which is why I kept getting excited and sharing it with people, and then I realized I was overwhelming people. So now we're backtracking, and we're going to do, okay, we get our launch call, we get our first 2 people, and then we're going to set a goal for, you know, however many days you want to take to get to your rank. All right? Okay, we're going to pop off, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys in a minute. If not, sleep well. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.